Hello, and welcome to episode 3 of A Libertarian's Perspective. Ignore the bad hair day, I haven't showered yet. In retrospect, this should have been episode 2, but since I was already working on episode 2, I didn't feel like starting another project. This episode will deal with the different types of libertarians. Like the Democrats consist of moderates, progressives, and regressives, and Republicans consist of moderates, conservatives, and the alt-right, libertarianism consists of hard libertarianism, classical liberals, and neo-classical liberals. These three types regarding terms of libertarianism were coined by Jason Brennan, assistant professor of ethics, economics, and public policy at Georgetown University. It's likely that there are other connotations to denote these type of differences, but we will stick with the three that I previously mentioned. So, let's begin. The first type of libertarianism is classical liberals. These liberals were the first libertarians. Some notable names in this category are Adam Smith, Milton Friedman, and of course, John Locke. John Locke's political philosophy was a major influence on the Founding Fathers, especially Thomas Jefferson. Classical liberals advocate for strong civil rights, open market economies, property rights, etc., and they oppose corporate welfare, corporatism, government control of their lives, and government control of the economy. Classical liberals do believe that government is needed at times to solve problems. As Milton Friedman said, government may enable us at time to accomplish jointly what we would find difficult or expensive to accomplish severally. However, any such use of government is fraught with danger. We should not and cannot avoid using government in this way, but there should be a clear and large balance of advantages before we do. So in a nutshell, classical liberals feel government should provide some public goods like national defense and a social safety net of some kind. Some classical liberals do think the government should have some type of regulation in the economy. This is one reason why I try to refrain from calling people on the left liberals, because today's liberals are not true liberals. That connotation was adopted in the late 1800s by social democrats. But I repeat, they are not like John Locke and Milton Friedman. These two are true liberals. The term liberal today represents someone who agrees with an extensive welfare state, social services, strong redistribution taxation, and strong government presence in the economy. Classical liberals oppose all of this. So, moving on. The second type of libertarianism is what Jason Brennan calls hard libertarianism, which is more of a peer view of libertarianism. Hard libertarians believe that any type of tax is considered theft. They strongly disagree with any type of government involvement in the economy or creating a social safety net. Many hard libertarians only feel the government should be used for the court system, police, and the military. Many hard libertarians are also anarchists. They feel society would function better and be more just if government was reduced to almost nothing. They focus more on individual rights rather than concern for producing good consequences. But they feel their ideology would produce good consequences, so it cancels each other out. Some notable hard libertarians would be Ayn Rand and Murray Rothbard. Most people think of hard libertarianism when they think of libertarianism. The third type is neoclassical liberals. This is a newer sect of the Libertarian Party. This type is very similar to classical liberals, but unlike classical liberals, neoclassical liberals have a strong predilection toward social justice. They believe social institutions must work to benefit all people, including the least advantaged and the most vulnerable. Like other forms of libertarianism, neoclassical liberals believe in strong property rights. But if those property rights ends up leaving large numbers of people destitute through no fault of their own, then that regime would be illegitimate and should be dissolved. Neoclassical liberals have similar proclivities towards social democrats and Marxists regarding the concept that a just society should have institutions that sufficiently benefit the poor. However, neoclassical liberals think a concern for social justice is not only compatible but also requires a commitment to open and free markets, strong property rights, and economic freedom. Marxists and social democrats differ since they say that to have social justice, we cannot have open markets and strong economic rights, but rather we must have weaker economic rights and a highly managed and regulated economy. Neoclassical liberals say that if people truly care about the poor, then the last thing they should do is inflict social Marxism on them. So these are the three types of libertarian sects. Now, it's possible to have belief systems in more than just one of these types, just like every other ideology. That is indeed possible. But what this does is it creates a category on how libertarians perceive themselves. So in conclusion, whatever kind of libertarian you consider yourself to be, the basic premise of libertarianism is for stronger personal liberty, open markets and economic rights, and less government control and dominance. It's also important that we don't keep calling those on the left liberals, since they are in fact not liberals. I myself also do this by accident. It seems the term of the liberal media is so common nowadays that people tend to do it by accident. But those in the liberal media are far more regressive and closer to Marxists than they are to classical liberals. Libertarianism was and is the foundation for America. That foundation is now being attacked by social Marxism and more government and corporate control. Here is a great way to look at things. The Republicans want corporations to rule everything. The Democrats want government to rule everything. Libertarians want the people to rule everything. It is time we start going back to a social and economic system that works, rather than Marxism and corporatism. So this is the end of episode 3 of A Libertarian's Perspective. So what type of libertarian are you? And I'm done.